Here we are going to demonstrate how to calculate the variance and standard deviation using the second method or the second formula. The second formula, we can get that in the list of formulas. Bear in mind that we are in numerical analysis. That's assignment B. Assignment A was on collecting, organizing, and representing data. Okay. And we are going to the list of formulas for the second formula for variance using grouped data. And here it is. F is present. So we can take a snapshot of this formula. As you can see, sigma is present. It's a Greek letter. It means to sum. The first letter of sum is S. S is already used for standard deviation. So the statisticians went to the Greek alphabet and used the symbol that serves the same function for the S song. If you want to spell a word that's starting with S, you will use sigma, like statistics. All right. Here's the lowercase of sigma. That's another S. That appears to be a type of S also. Same statistics. Okay, so yeah, so that's the formula for method 2 using. Okay, and we're going to apply this also using Excel also. Now, when we take a look at this formula, we know the sum of F already 70. We know the mean to be 32.21. Here it is. The sample mean. Once you see X with a bar on top of it, you see sample mean. You see X with a bar, you see sample mean. Okay. It's a language. You see this. Let's say you see that. When you see that, in your mind, in English, you speak in English, you will say 7. Okay, that's what you will say when you see that, 7. If you speak in Spanish, you will say siete. If you speak in French, you will say set. If you speak in Greek, you will say something like so. I'm not too sure what you would say. You can look it up. But if it's English, if you speak in English, you will say 7, a word and in symbolic form. Okay, that is maths, words to symbols. Okay, so bear that in mind. Now, X bar means sample mean. Sample mean is equal to 32.21. What we need to find now is this number up there, the sum of fx squared. How to find the sum of fx squared? Don't give yourself any headache whenever you see sigma. Whenever you see sigma, ignore sigma in the beginning, ignore it. Don't make it confuse you when you're trying to read the expression that is there when sigma is present. Initially, cover it with something. Focus on all what is to the right of sigma and deal with sigma after. Sigma just means to sum. That's all sigma means to do, sum. And normally you'll have to do that last. You know, please bear that in mind. Okay, so we have to find this fx squared. And how? Create a table, because one of the most effective ways of dealing with numbers, to sum them up, you put them in a table, you list them in a table, and then you can sum them up. We have to find numbers. We have to find fx squareds. Okay, so you create a table called fx squared, and we're going to find some fx squareds to add them up. How do you find an fx squared? Fx squared means f times x times x. That's what fx squared means. The square is only applied to the x, not the whole fx. Please bear that in mind. Fx squared means f times x squared. Is only the x that is squared. Fx squared means f times x. Is only the x that is squared. Okay, please bear that in mind. All right, you can do this manually. The first F is, in our example, is 8, and the first X is 10. 8 times 10 squared. 8 times 10 raised to the power of 2. Enter. And then this has to be done for each one. 20 times 22.5 squared. However, we can easily delete this. That's method 1's working. We know in method 2. And please take note, fx squared does mean to square the fx, you know. It's only the x that is squared. Historically, some students normally confuse fx squared with fx all squared. That's not fx all squared. All squared, it would have, fx would have to be in a bracket, but it's only the x that is being squared. So you cannot go back and square fx. Fx squared does not mean squaring fx. Fx squared means multiply f to x squared. All right, you're multiplying f to x squared. F times x squared. How to do that? By x here, you just press equal. F is in C2. C2 times x squared. X is in D2. D2 raised to the power of 2. 800. Okay? Just like how we got 800. Then you go to the green square, you double click, and here we have all the fx squares. And here's the sum thereof of the fx squares. You highlight, Control C, go to your worksheet. We don't really need this. Okay. Enter. And here you see now we divide by the sum of the frequency. So here's the working. Okay. Here's the working in words. Okay. So you can follow it. But I'm just going to carry forward this, our worksheet, our text box, Control C and Control V. Okay, it will not, because you see, as I did, it doesn't activate the text box, the shapes, because I buy the Excel table. So I have to come out from the Excel table. And Control V. Oh, it still doesn't want to activate it yet. So let me go there, probably there. Yes, Control V. Okay. So here we go. So therefore, the variance now is equal to the sum of fx squared, the sum of the fx squares, here it is, sum of the fx squared, okay, because we have found the fx squared and we summed it, so now we can reveal sigma because we have summed the fx squared minus the mean squared. This formula is now involving the mean in the whole calculation of variance. Now the mean is incorporated, minus the mean squared. You can put this in a bracket and square it. Bracketed. So you go to bracket, and then you bracket and raised to the power of 2. All right. And press enter there. So put this in a second page. Bring this, open this a little lower down. Yes. Let us see if we get the same 149.56. Put this in a bracket. I'm just putting the bracket just to show you how you can type it in your calculator. Type it in your calculator exactly like that. Open bracket, the sum of x squared divided by the sum of f, close bracket, minus the mean squared. If you type that as is in your calculator, you're supposed to just get one value. One working. All right, here it is. 149.84, 149.56. So you see how the values are slightly different because of the rounding off we did in the first method. This method has less rounding off, as you can see, because the mean is only used once. Okay, so that's why this method is a little bit more accurate, just by, you know, a couple 10 forward or 100 forward decimal, 840, so 84. 0.84, 149.84, or we can just change that to 84, and we're going to square root 149.84. Control C, square root, enter. 12.24, just 100 over centimeter. Therefore, the average spread or difference between the heights is approximately 12.24 centimeters. Okay. Calculating variance for group data using method number 2. Yes, here it is.